It is so easy to be awesome when things are going your way, but how do you show up when the going gets tough? That's what we're seeing right now in the world. When the going gets tough, how do you show up? Lots of crisis, lots of fear, lots of worry. That's what we're going to talk about today on the Max Potential Habits podcast. If it's your first time here, I'm Dr. Amanda Variantes, the founder of NFA Coaching and the host of this podcast. This is your place where every week I bring you tips, tools, and inspirational interviews to help you optimize your habits so you can thrive in your life and business. And let's get to it. I've got an awesome power-packed one. You're definitely going to want to get a pen and paper if you can, because I'm going to give you 10 pivot questions to help you reflect on how you're showing up in this time of crisis and how it will help you empower yourself for being a badass inner boss entrepreneur. Because in times of crisis, we show up a certain way, and in our business, lots of, if you're watching, you'll see I'm in quotes crisis, right? Crisis equals opportunity, but that's your mindset around it. So let's get going. So today's episode really is a quick diagnostic review and reflection of yourself. I'm going to give you 10 questions, and I want you to think about what I'm asking you so you can really assess how you show up. Here's the thing. Our brains go into monkey mindset mode, monkey mode, monkey brain, whenever we get into a place of fear and panic. That's our automatic wiring. We go into primitive thinking, we go into the lower part of our brain because we want to survive, right? So we have a survival strategy and a survival mechanism that says protect, lock down. It's the fight, flight, freeze response. So in a global crisis that's going on right now, if you start having thoughts about fear, worry, doubt about the future, about eating, about losing your house, about losing your business, about people dying, that's fear mode. That's crisis mode. Your brain starts to go straight into protection. So you've got to be the one that trains yourself into executive functioning. And I think about us being, if you're listening to this podcast or watching this on YouTube, we are NFA masters, and what that means is we're training our brain in the direction of being an inner boss. We're responsible for our outcomes, which means we have the ability to respond to challenging things in powerful ways. We know that our outer world is a reflection of our inner world, and so we take responsibility for the way we think, what we do, what we decide, and how we act so that we can have the lifestyle, the dreams, and all the things we want. Most people think about life as a have, do, be. They think when I have all those things, I'll do these things and I'll be awesome. Like I'll be better in my relationship, or when I have wealth, I'll start saving. When I'm out of debt, I'll start saving. It doesn't work that way. It's the be, do, have model. And be is your identity, it's your mindset, it's your belief system. It's how you show up in the world because it's who you are, it's your beingness. Your do part is taking massive action, and your have part is your vision, right? The do part is habits, and then the have part, so be, do, have. And I want you to think today, who am I being in this moment of crisis? Because if you're building a business, and most of you listening are, because that's who I speak to mostly, if you're building a business, those moments of crisis, how you show up is going to determine your ability to have the lifestyle you choose later. It's going to determine your ability to develop your net worth. It's going to determine your ability to ride the wave of entrepreneurship that is very up and down. You've got to decide to be a master of yourself, to be a master of your emotions, to use your emotions as feedback, but not to buy into them and react to them. Instead, you respond to them. You're going to have the ability to respond by training your mindset to be awesome. So that's what this is all about. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm teaching you. And I teach you things that I've used on myself and I've used with my clients, and they work. And it's about rewiring your brain. So your outcomes are really just a concrete representation of your thoughts. And your thoughts are, your belief system is a combination of multiple thoughts that could turn into a belief system, because they're thoughts you keep having. It turns into a belief, and you make decisions based on those beliefs. So it's really easy for me to know when someone is stuck and when they're getting two different outcomes. It means that they're incongruent. Their thoughts are not aligned with their beliefs. What they want is not aligned with their belief system. So they have unconscious thoughts that are running the show and making them decide things that aren't in alignment with the outcomes they want. So that's what this is about, brain training. So in these questions, I really want you to consider the following questions, and I want you to do it from a non-judgmental space. This isn't about judging yourself. This is about getting curious to master yourself so you can bring your thoughts to your conscious awareness and pivot if you want to. I call them powerful pivot questions. Are you in fear or faithful flow? Fear or faithful flow? Okay, are you surrendering? Are you allowing? Are you believing that everything will work out if you keep taking action, that your success is inevitable? Are you in fear or faithful flow? Are you being a victim or victor-minded? Are you stuck in that place blaming other people, or are you taking responsibility from that inner boss mindset and going, all right, how can I see the beauty in this, the victory in this, instead of thinking that it's other people who are determining my reality? Are you in a scarcity or an abundance mindset? I used to be so stuck in scarcity and victim mindset. And an abundance mindset asks, what's possible? How can I? How can I take steps in that direction? How can I access resources? Who can help me? All those kinds of things. A scarcity mindset says, I'm alone. I can't do it. I don't know how. Are you letting your inner critic or your inner boss run the show? Your inner critic wants to beat you up, keep you safe, stuck in comfort zone, and limited. Your inner boss is like, I'm taking the leap, I'm stepping into my zone of genius, and I'm doing it no matter what. Are you judging or loving? This is a hard one for people because a lot of people want to say, well, there are things that are just right and wrong. I really want you to question, are you judging or loving? Because a loving space knows that there are all parts and all sides, and that we are all one. We're all the same, actually. So if you're judging something, it means that you have a disowned part that you're projecting onto another person, that you have not been able to embrace that quality in yourself. It's hard inner work, and it is probably the most transformational work you'll ever do. If you want a resource here, one of my favorite books of all time is The Dark Side of the Light Chasers by Debbie Ford. The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. Awesome book. It's based on Carl Jung's shadow work. Really get it and dig. It's incredible. Are you focused on obstacles or opportunities? So this is that solution mindset. This is you seeing crisis as opportunity instead of seeing it as a roadblock impeding you from getting where you want to go. Instead, you see it as a stepping stone. Are you people pleasing or standing in your power? This is a big one. This means, are you saying yes to everything instead of saying no to places that you know aren't going to get you where you want to go? Are you trying to live in other people's value systems and not living in your own? Or are you standing in your empowered space, stepping into your genius zone, doing the things that you love to do on your inspired path? Okay. Are you focused on worry or gratitude? You've heard me say this before. Worry is like praying for trouble to come your way. If you're in a worried state, you're focusing on the future of things that haven't happened yet, and you're creating that reality by hyper-focusing on it. Instead, shift to gratitude. Are you constricting and withholding, or are you giving and serving? This is a big one, especially in this moment when everyone's scared of the future outcome and there's this uncertainty with the economy and money. Are you constricting and withholding, or are you giving and serving? Focus on giving and serving and watch the blessings come your way. This has been a hard one for me, and the more I do it, and when I say hard for me, because I was on food stamps, so I felt really scared and I felt like I need to save everything. And the more I give, the more I receive. It's really powerful. And last, are you wishing and hoping, or deciding, committing, and taking action? No matter what it is that you want to do in your life, it matters. I think that if you're connected with me, you want to do something good in the world. You're a meaningful, you want to make money through a meaningful business. You're an entrepreneur and you want your work to matter. That's awesome. Don't hope and wish. Instead, decide, commit, and take action. You've got this. You're awesome. I'd love to hear from you. Screenshot this podcast. Tell me what you're getting from it. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you have a really, really thriving week, an incredible week where you feel connected with yourself and you reflect on these pivot questions to help you get unstuck and get into the mode of inner boss mindset.